Favorite part of the whole thing is at halftime, the Commanders are down 27-3 at home.
Ooh.
On prime time, sold out building 3 straight times. Magic Johnson, new owner for the Commanders, came out and said, our fans are re-energized, revitalized. We've sold this place out 3 times. They're excited. The last 2 games, Bills at home, boat race.
Ooh.
Bears come into town 27-3 at halftime, boat race. And then coming out of half, Kaylee Hartung, sideline reporter for Amazon and also a part of NBC News, I do believe, she had a conversation with Ron Rivera about, hey, Ron, what did you ask the boys? This is what Ron Rivera had to say coming out of half about what happened at halftime.
What did you say to try to rally your guys during the half?
I let them talk to each other. Okay? The guys that got to do to the guys that are going to go out on the field, so those things they talked about.
And what did they say?
They talked about doing it for each other more so than anything else.
This guy's checked out.
Come on.
Is he
You're
not?
kidding.
I mean, is it the only thing coaches are really? I mean, there's a lot of hats. Speaking of,
Hell yeah.
this one's pretty sick.
Good ring.
Good hat.
It's pretty. Makes me feel real professional. Feel like Tone Diggs a little bit.
Ooh.
But the coaches wear a lot of hats. Got to put the schedule together. You got to deal with everything going on there. You don't really coach as much. But like halftime, when your team is getting buzzsawed 27-3, that's one of those moments where coaches come out and say, hey, we got to remember this. We got to focus on this. Each play, each drive. There's not going to be a 24-point play that we'll be able to have. We just got to do one step at a time. And Ron Rivera goes in there 27-3 and goes, I ain't got shit to say. Let's let the boys. Let's let the boys talk. I'm very worried that Ron Rivera has lost his fastball completely as a head coach, and with the new ownership in town, with how it rolled last night, I think all eyes are on Ron Rivera. And I hate it because the guy played.
Yeah, of course.
The guy's coached. He's beloved. We've appreciated him. But it feels like he's checked out. I can't be the only one that's thinking that.
No, and we love Riverboat Ron. Like his aggressiveness, love what he's all about. How many times are they going to cut the camera to him on the sideline looking like a complete clueless dipshit, though? Because I'm not kidding. Every single time he came on the screen, I believe he has the tinted glasses that go to tints when you're in the sun.
Yep,
and then they go to transition lenses.
cool.
There it is. And it didn't seem like he had anything to say. And sometimes if they're, looking on the field and, they're waiting to hear a call, sure, that's fine. But there wasn't a point where they cut to the sideline, he's talking to the team or at least making some adjustments. I believe Michael Lombardi also said, we are watching Coach Mal practice live here, talking about Riverboat Ron.
Well, and what they were doing on defense with Jack Del Rio, there's never an adjustment to DJ Moore doing his thing. He goes for over 200 yards, 230 yards, 3 tuds. Let's not just continue to harp on how good the Bears are and how bad the Commanders are. Howell threw for 388 yards. He threw for 388 yards, and they still just get absolutely slaughtered. Defense got to get it figured out. Whole team's got to get it figured out. The Commanders are becoming a laughingstock again.
They are giving up a ton of points, but he's not even Riverboat Ron anymore. So it's 27-3, and then it's 27-11 or whatever, and then they get down and it's 4th and 2 on like the 11 or 10 or something like that.
The field.
And they're moving the ball. Yeah, and they kick the field goal, boo birds from everywhere. He might be checked out. He's not even Riverboat anymore. I'm worried about and Magic came out, and you know how Magic, he's great on X, he's great on Twitter. He put out a tweet that they were playing with no passion. He did not sound happy. I don't know how long Riverboat's going to be.
Yeah, I saw Josh Harris rocking his Louis Vuitton jacket up there.
He's an interesting
seemed
guy.
like he was having a blast. I don't think he's much of a public speaker, but he's going to get a winner over there with how much money he has. We just don't know what the future looks like. Chicago Bears get off the schneid.
Oh, my.
First win in 15 attempts. I saw a lot of your tweets. You were calling out the Commanders' coaching practices offensively, defensively. At halftime, Ron Rivera came out and said, I didn't say a damn thing to the team. I just go ahead and let the players talk. What are your thoughts on last night? Why did the Bears have success? And what's next for the Commanders, Paisan?
Well, I mean, look, give all the credit to Chicago. Eberflus has been drowning in, that program has been a mess. They just traded Claypool to Miami for basically nothing. They gave up the 32nd pick in the draft. They dumped Claypool to Miami for basically a swap of picks. So that's been a mess, and they needed it. They've given up 33 points over the last 14 games on this losing streak, and so it was a welcome sight to win. And for the Washington football teams, I mean, there was no effort, there was no energy from the start. Chicago's missing a ton of players in the secondary. They couldn't really handle it. But once again, they got behind. Washington's defense, to me, has been so disappointing in the fact that they've not been able to get control of any game. They've given up over 30 points before that game, and now they're giving up 36 over the last 4 weeks. So, I mean, Rivera should be saying something. I mean, at some point, if a guy's got 280 yards on you, don't you double him? I mean, if we were playing in the backyard and we couldn't cover a guy, wouldn't we put 2 guys on him?
You'd think.
Like at some point, like don't we have to take DJ Moore out of the game?
You would think.
Yeah, I mean, and poor Sam Howell. You realize this, Pat? Sam Howell has been sacked. He's on David Carr trajectory of getting sacked. Like he is going on that pace, and he's on pace now after 4 more sacks last night to get sacked over 90 times. At what point do we protect him? At what point do we say, look, we've got great receivers. They can beat their corners. All we got to do is block. But unfortunately, it didn't happen.